turn our attention first to robots. Yeah, you might soon have one of these helping around your house, cruising the hallways, delivering things, providing security, even assisting with the kids' homework. Just some of what you'll see at the Consumer Electronics Show happening in Vegas this week. So we wanted to talk with a local expert for some perspective, really, on what the trends are. Brandon Witter is here. He's with Digital Trends, and I should clarify first off, you are not a robot, right?
As far as I know.
Yeah,
just wanted to check.
Yeah.
Now
Never can be too sure.
You were looking at the robots and you said the floor is always littered with those at the show, but do they sell?
It's hard to say. I mean, it's such a niche market. I think you'll see more of them selling in the future, but right now, currently, I don't think so.
The range of things that they can do around the house in your life.
Yeah, I mean, they can do all sorts of things from pouring you drinks to picking up and taking out the trash. So it runs a wide gamut.
I mean, I do think, right, I can't help but think about the Jetsons, and of course they had the maid that was the robot that did everything for you. So I guess I'm surprised that we're not further ahead in some ways than we are. Are you surprised that robots aren't doing more around the house for the average person? Maybe in some rich person's life they are, but
the expense, right? I mean, these are upwards of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, the cost, the entry level is really high still. I think as it lowers, more and more people will buy them. Also, some people just don't trust them. You know,
Right.
AI is still a difficult thing to understand, and we don't know quite how it works. So the average consumer doesn't. So they're not ready to, let them into their lives completely.
Gotcha. So what's the focus? I mean, are we talking artificial intelligence? I mean, Alexa is a big thing right now. Google, is that what the show is going to be focusing on?
So CES, I mean, it's the largest consumer electronics show in the world. That's a big focus, AI. Alexa is Amazon's digital assistant. It's kind of baked into everything. We're going to see on the showroom floor a lot this week, in mirrors and faucets, obviously in Echo devices. Google also has a huge presence at CES this year, which it hasn't had in years past. The first time they've had an actual booth in years. So everyone's vying for your home. They want to be the digital assistant in your life. They want to, read you the news. They want to tell you the temperature. They want to control your lighting. So it's kind of this power struggle going on, and Alexa's still
So
dominant.
You'll say, Alexa, turn on the shower?
Yeah. Turn on the
Warm
faucet.
it up for me?
It's happening, yeah.
So
my kids,
interesting,
unfortunately,
yeah.
will only say that like every third day. But can we talk about something that I know most of our viewers have in their home, which is a TV? I know some of you may be watching us online, but some still do actually have a TV. What's new, what's late, what's great with televisions now?
So TVs keep getting better and more clear. Panasonic and LG brought a wealth of new TVs to CES, some of which will be coming out in the next year, some of which won't. LG, for instance, showed off a rolling TV. Essentially, it rolls up like a poster or a newspaper.
Oh, you mean rolls up on the wall?
It rolls up. So it comes out of this little
my
box.
gosh.
And you imagine that in the future, this will be baked into a cabinet or an ottoman.
Right.
And essentially, it'll just come up and you won't have that ugly display on your wall.
Well, now I have to put something else on the wall.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, that kind of takes up a nice space right now.
This
It's
is
just a cool factor.
It's a cool factor, and it's a concept, and it's still, who knows if this will actually ever come to market.
Right.
Huh.
I mean, it's cool.
Any idea how much you'd pay for something like that?
I'm not sure. Last year LG debuted a wallpaper TV, which they also showcased this year.
A wallpaper TV.
I'd like to see it at the
Paper
bottom of the
thin,
bed,
basically.
kind of like, maybe at the baseboard of the bed, you hit the button, it
And
comes
it comes
right
up?
Yes,
Yeah.
it goes back in when you need it. I think that would be good.
It's convenient.
very
Convenient and
much
efficiency.
so.
That's what everyone's striving toward.
Wow, and the home is the focus, it seems, but there's also, outside the home, these self-driving cars. Everyone's talking about them.
Yeah, so self-driving cars. Detroit is no longer the epicenter for cars. You're seeing Silicon Valley come into the mix. They're bringing a lot of software that powers these vehicles. Uber, for instance, partnered with a company called Aptiv to design a autonomous vehicle. So essentially, you get in and away you go. You don't have to control it. It has all these built-in sensors that allow it to discern objects around you and people from trees and buildings. So
Talk about not trusting the robot to pour your coffee. How about not trusting the car to drive you from point A to point B?
yeah, and they're still not quite there. I
Right.
mean, that's like a lot of these demos that were going on. People are testing. They have someone else in the vehicle just in case.
And who gets the ticket?
Great question. Great question. Tesla.
How do they regulate that? Yeah. So what are you most excited about when you look of all the things available at the Consumer Electronics Show?
Personally, the cars, what we were just talking about, that is something. It's no longer a pipe dream. We were just talking about the future of the car industry and flying cars. This is something more grounded, literally, and I think it's so close. And I think within the next decade, everyone will see a lot more of these on the streets.
Has anyone even give us an inkling of a car that could fly? Has that ever been even noted on at the show?
Yeah. There's some concepts. I think Uber or Lyft or someone brought a essentially a flying car.
Right.
Last year, I believe. So
Wow.
people do bring it in, they're out there and they exist. It's just they're not being mass produced.
Because in Back to the Future Part 2, they were flying in the air by the year 2018.
Yeah,
It was already
that was
happening.
last year.
Yeah, it was so last year.
Oh, channeling his inner Marty McFly.
Yeah,
Marty!
why not?
1.21 gigawatts!
You know, when you talk CES, I'm not a tech guru by any means at all, and I wonder, you go to the show, are most of these things going to come to fruition, or are they testing the waters at this point?
You know, I would say it's about 50-50. So they're kind of they're gauging consumer interest, and they're also just, seeing what gets people deciding and what's practical. Like the TV, the roll-up TV, that's probably not going to come into market anytime soon, if ever. But LG is putting out these brilliant, beautiful TVs, these 8K TVs that will come to market next year or two. So it's the reality is there's a ton of stuff that is actual and tangible and will be a product, and there's stuff that's just
Fun to look at.
just fun to look at and
go,
cool
wow.
to think about.
Well,
So.
thanks for coming by, Brandon.
course, thanks for
Yeah,
having me.
so
Good
interesting.
information.
Well, I'll watch that.
You're going to have to wait on that roll-up
I
TV.
know,
Sorry,
I know.
Drew. Something else
flying
to
car.
think
And the
about.
flying car.
Exactly. Thank you, Brandon.